Hi, my name is Missy. So I'm going to do a slightly different reading today. As you can see, we have kind of a bunch of decks here. I want to go ahead and talk about the decks that we have. But before I talk about the decks that we have and why we have, I want to talk about why we have them here and what kind of reading this is that I want to do. So if you have been following me for any length of time, you know that I'm not only a tarot reader and psychic, I'm also an astrologer. And so right now we have something happening in the astrology, being a Mars-Venus opposition that will be happening in a couple of days. I think is going to be pretty important, right? Because I think there are going to be a lot of people who may end up having either an argument or something explosive could happen with Mars in retrograde in Gemini opposing Venus and Mercury in Sagittarius. Now, as I'm getting ready to explain this, I need to, I'm probably going to, oh, hold on, I need to make sure that I've got the right chart here. I think this is the one that I want. Okay, so what I'm probably going to do is edit in a picture of what the chart actually looks like so that you'll be able to see what I'm talking about as I'm talking about it. But as I was saying, as interesting too, because, you know, I already have my earbuds in as I normally do, and we have the song I'm Moving On by Rascal Flatts. So I think this is definitely kind of going to be the energy that's happening for quite a few people. But I think beyond that, I think, look, let's be real. There are going to be quite a few people that maybe if you're moving on from them, there could be something explosive that happens, or some sort of deception or betrayal that you discover, something, right? And so what I wanted to do is make the focus of this reading, you know, let the ancestors handle it, basically, I think is what I'm going to name it. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to name it something like that. I want to look at, you know, what justice are you crying out for, basically? And the reason that I say that is because right now, as I'm recording this video, and I'm looking at the astrology, I can see that as we're talking, we have the Moon and Pluto in conjunction, and that happens to be in Capricorn. And it is opposing Pallas Athena. And Pallas Athena it carries the energy of, you know, standing up for yourself, fighting for your rights, fighting for the underdog, fighting for feminine issues as well. You know, and these can be, you know, with Moon-Pluto conjunction, these can be very deep traumatic issues where maybe you feel like you need justice for something that was deep and traumatic, and yet you can't do anything about it physically, right? Or maybe you know, I mean, you just can't do anything about it physically other than moving on, and allowing the ancestors to take care of it. So, you know, sometimes, let's be real about what it's like to be human. Sometimes, you know, what we need to move on is the assurance of what kind of justice will be collected on our behalf, right? Sometimes just knowing that there will be some sort of justice collected on our behalf is what helps us to move on. So even though this is a little bit of a dark subject, I feel like it's a necessary subject because I do feel that with the astrology, as I say, you know, I think it's the 30th that we're going to have the exact opposition between Mars, Venus, and Mercury. But right as I'm recording this right now, Venus is sitting at 14 degrees of Sagittarius, and Mercury is at 16 degrees of Sagittarius, while Mars is currently at 20 degrees of Gemini. So, you know, the energy is coming into aspect, or into exact opposition, right? It's moving towards the aspect. So you could even be feeling that energy right now. You may have already had something happen you know, where maybe you exploded and lost your temper. We have the song Little Boy by Ashniko, and it, just as I was saying that, part of the lyrics as she's saying is, little boy, who you think you're talking to? You know, so again, with Mars in Gemini, especially Mars in retrograde in Gemini, opposing Mercury in Sagittarius. Mercury is Gemini's ruler, so being in the house opposing him, you know, and opposing Mars, which is angry words, right? That means that obviously there's something that either you really truly believe, you know, to be right and true, right? This is what you believe to be, like according to your personal values, what is right and true, and yet there's probably someone opposing you. And it very well could be that this person that's opposing you believes that their side is on the right side as well. And in those situations, sometimes you can't do anything to get justice, right? Sometimes you have to walk away, you have to step back. But you know that there was some sort of something nefarious somewhere, right? And let your ancestors handle it. So let's talk about the decks that we have that we're gonna use. Let me close out my screen so that I can now see what's on, what's being recorded. So we have a couple of new decks for me here. This one here, I already made some reels on Facebook with it, and I loved it so much that I knew the next set of readings that I wanted to post on YouTube, I knew I wanted to include it. And so this is Supernatural Join the Hunt Tarot deck and guidebook. It's just the expressions on their faces and just, you know, I was feeling a whole lot as I was using this particular deck here for the reels that well, actually, I don't think I've even posted any of the reels yet. I think today is going to be the first one. So, and one of them I post 3 reels per day. You know, I do that because you got to post every day when you're posting reels to keep the attention, right? So if I post 3, that means 3 signs each day are going to get a reading on Facebook. So there's going to be 3 probably posted by the time this particular video goes up on YouTube. So you might be able to go and check out those reels if you want. So that is the Supernatural Join the Hunt Tarot Deck and Guidebook. This is what the box looks like. It's a nice box. And I'm showing this because I don't know, actually I have to be really honest, I was just at the psychic fair in Carlsbad and I sold a bunch of decks and I haven't had a chance to go through my inventory to see if I even have any of these left. But I did have everything that well, almost everything with the exception of this one here, I have for sale, and I'm going to post it on my website as well. Because, you know, when I bought a deck for myself, I bought an extra one to sell just in case somebody else really liked it. Because I've had people ask me before when I was doing live readings on Facebook, you know, hey, do you sell decks? So I do sell. It's what I've always wanted to do, is sell decks so that I can see and find as many as possible, because I have a bit of an addiction, a bit of an obsession with tarot decks. I have so many of them, it's not even funny. But anyway, that's not even the point. So here's the book here. Oh, interesting. So that's not good. And you know, we got to be real, especially if I'm going to try to sell it or whatever. Now, I don't know if it's just this particular book or not, but anyway, I was going to say it was made very sturdy, but I don't know now. Anyway, this is what the book looks like. So yeah, just that there. I'm gonna have to be careful. I don't, to be honest with you, I don't typically read the books for my tarot decks when I'm using them. So this right here isn't gonna really bother me too much, but if you read your books a lot, it probably will bother you. However, I have been reading this one, as you can see, and it's because it is from the series. And so if you understand, like if you know the names of the people and you understand what's going on, or like who the people are from the series, you're going to give much better readings with this deck here. And although I did watch the series, it's been so long since I watched it, and I don't think I watched the full thing, so there's some characters in here that I needed to reacquaint myself with. So but it's a really good, I thought it, you know, other than this little issue here, I think it's, other than that, pretty well made. It looks pretty sturdy. So that's not going to bother me personally too much. Let's go ahead and move on to some of these other decks before we get into the readings. So now we have the Macabre Tarot, which is this deck here, but I want to show you this because I love the box, but what else I love about the box is this. Oh wait, it's not doing it right now. It was like doing a squeaky hingy thing, and now it's not. Oh, there it is. Oh, it's messing up. Interesting. So I'm kind of disappointed with both of these now. I gotta say, like 2 or 3 times I've opened this thing and it had this squeaky hinge noise, and now I'm trying to do it to show everybody else and it doesn't. So you hear it? It's all jacked up now. Very disappointing. Very disappointing, because that was like the best feature about it, was the box and the fact that it made that noise. I mean, the cards themselves are really cute, but just for the extra price that I've got to be really honest, for the extra price that they're asking for this one, and look at, I have an extra one to sell. I'm not going to lie. I don't know if I'm going to put it up or not, because I am a little disappointed at that, because that was the thing that I loved the most about this one, was the fact that it had that squeaky whatever, and I guess there's a battery right here where I can change it, but who wants to do that just to have their box keep squeaking? Anyway, so we'll put the box over there. Here's the cards, though. The cards are awesome. Aren't they perfect for our subject matter today? And to go with the supernatural deck. Like, you'll see them more in the reading, but the cards are just awesome. They've got gilding. They feel good in my hands. They shuffle well, because I was shuffling them a little bit, playing with them earlier. Then we have this deck here, which is the Vlad Dracula deck. Now, this is the deck that was the one that gave me the subject for this particular reading. I knew I wanted to use this deck in any reading. I didn't care what kind of reading it was, and it's just because of the images, the faces, like their expressions, all of it was giving me so much in the reels, right? So then I opened this one and started playing around with it, and I was like, oh, this is giving me ideas for a reading. So here's what the box looks like. It's got that in there. We have the book. Here's the back of the box. A nice book. Feels like it's made the same way as the other one. This one's a little less stiff. I think the reason the other one did that is because the cover and everything was kind of stiff, but the book is very nice. And the man who did this, he actually makes another deck that I think I have, which is the Angel Tarot, and then he makes the Occult Tarot or something, I think. But anyway, so he did a lot of research. I was reading this one as well, because again, when it's a theme like this, it really helps to know the different stories that are behind each of the thing. Like, it can give you extra in the reading. Right now, I haven't had a chance to read this particular one too much, because as I was reading the introduction and the notes, and then I got to I think I got this far in right here, and I was like, oh my God, I've got an idea for a reading. So let's do it. And we're gonna figure out I haven't used any of these 3 decks here at all in any readings yet. I have used these 2. I used this one at the fair in Carlsbad recently, but let me show you these cards real quick, and then we'll start getting into... Oh wait, I forgot to talk about the Lenormand. So this is another one that's new to me. I don't know if it's new on the market or not, but this is the Laura Tuan Lenormand Oracle. I don't know if I said that correctly. Another nice box, very sturdy, very well made, with a book that's, again, very well made. Oh, yeah. It's got, it tells you like the different positions, past, present, unexpected. It tells you all the different things. Again, this, I haven't really read it or anything. I'm getting ready to check out this deck here with you guys on camera as well. And I planned on just using well, this is an oracle deck, but I plan on using this as just an oracle deck with like just using one card. So anyway, here is the Vlad Dracula deck. Has little sayings at the bottom, which we're going to get into when we get into the reading. I really like this deck as well. Very, you know, the images are very illustrative. Okay, we have the song Last Resort by Papa Roach. So again, the music is really fitting with the theme so far. And then this is the Lenormand. Very pretty. Yeah, very pretty images so far. Okay. So let me go ahead and clear these out of the way. I don't know if we're going to get charms or not. We'll see how the reading goes. But what we are going to do is I'm going to start with the group, or excuse me, not the group, the sign that has been, you know, the most watched. Sorry, I'm a little distracted. Pisces, let's go ahead and get right into your reading. We'll get a couple of oracle cards. We'll look at what is the injustice, who is involved, how do the ancestors plan on handling it on your behalf, as well as which crystals you can use to help you heal and move through this energy so that you can let go. So I'm going to get a couple of more shuffles and then we'll get right into the reading. So I can tell you right off the bat, because of the tree coming through, this has to do with family. And we do have the song Warning from Incubus playing in the background. So now we've got the peeper. It's in the reverse, but like there's just something just very unsettling so far about this energy, only because like the peeper is a spy, right? Someone who thinks it's okay to stick their nose into a situation where it does not belong. They think they have a right to know what's going on with your situation, right? Like they have a right to snoop and spy and get involved needlessly. So let's see. I'm actually going to read this one from the book only because it's in the reverse, and I've been getting some good information in the other readings from, you know, what it actually says in the book. It says, your own secrets might be starting to show. Consider who you trust them with, and or if the time is ready for revelation. So I'm glad I read that, because that's saying that maybe somebody in your family gave away some of your secrets. Oh, look at, interesting. We've got the man and woman coming out. So this is like your relationship secrets, like a marriage secret, something where somebody in your family either snooped into your relationship and then started gossiping to the rest of the family or everybody else or something, or like they got involved where they should not have been, I think, in your relationship, definitely. We've got the Sphinx. We have the Call. We have the Priest. The Bat. The Devil. And the Cat. Okay, so let's go ahead and read from the book what these say, just because. Why not? They've given us good information so far. Let's see what else they're trying to tell us. So the Sphinx, it says it may feel as if you've seen it all and that nothing can impress, but the world is still worth puzzling over. Look for the mysterious in your current situation. We may think we know it all and are not willing to listen to current advice. Perhaps it's time to do so. Even sphinxes can be outsmarted. Ooh, it's starting to gear up and sound like somebody who's sticking their nose into your business. They're trying to give you advice on your relationship or something. Let's see what it says for the Call. It says, don't let others or a situation force you to act before you are ready. The time may be approaching, but be sure that it's your time, not theirs. This is getting so interesting. The Priest. Traditions and positions of power may be revealing themselves to you. Accept what advice is offered, but do not hesitate to break away from the mold if needed. The past may need some re-examination. What was once considered obsolete may have merit in the current situation. Some may discount you for your less desirable traits, but make no mistake, your strengths allow you to accomplish tasks that no one else can do. You are a flying mammal. Your shallow vision may be causing you to miss the larger picture of things. Each smaller piece needs to be placed within the whole. The Devil says there may be someone or something with the air of control around you, but don't be fooled. It's all a show. They have no idea what's going on. You may be feeling like a puppet, but pay attention to those strings. Do they actually go anywhere, or are they of your own making? You can get up and leave or change the situation at any time. And then the Cat. In the reverse, it says, it may look a bit scary, but perhaps it is simply the surprise of the situation. Consider that an aggressive reaction may wane after the initial shock, but be prepared for a negative reaction. Ooh, interesting. So you feel that someone is sticking their nose in your business, trying to control you, trying to tell you what to do, especially if it comes, like maybe this is even a partner. This could be your spouse, right? But I think this is more of a family situation where maybe there's a family member, like an in-law, who is like really in your business, right? I do have to be honest though, based on what the cards are saying so far, the positions that they came out in, like maybe this person might have a point. Like maybe you're seeing it as, can you just leave us alone? Let me do everything on my own, especially because we have the song Superwoman by Alicia Keys playing. And so it's like you're trying to take care of everything on your own and someone else is coming in and saying, hey, I think if you do it this way, you might have a better result. And I think you're upset about it. Like you're really upset about it. It's either someone or this could be like, this could be a family situation where, let's be real, like some court situation could be overseeing it as well, right? And you don't appreciate it. But they're saying make it, like you might see it as an injustice, but whatever it is, whatever this advice or this person that's sticking their nose in where you don't like it, and we're going to actually look at the details of that. I feel like it's saying like you might want to actually kind of step back and listen for a second. Doesn't mean you have to take their advice. It's saying just at least listen and be open to it because you might learn something. So let's see what the details are. How did they... Yeah, and look at, we have the song, Cry by Ashniko. So this song is the energy of like, she's upset because she has feelings for somebody, right? It's like she's afraid to have feelings or something. It's like she's trying to be tough. Like what she says is, I'm a bad bitch, but I'm sensitive or something in the very beginning. Like she's trying to be strong, but really deep down, she's not. And that kind of fits with the energy that's come through already. Like maybe there's someone on the outside who sees this happening and they actually have genuine concern for the situation. So let's see what the details are. How are they, like what area of life are they sticking their nose in? Okay, we've got the Hermit. So this is Virgo energy. But I have to, like this particular Hermit, he's wearing a plague mask, right? And he looks like death. So it could be like when it comes to, it's either the health and welfare of somebody, either yourself or somebody else, where you feel like somebody is overstepping their bounds. Because the Hermit is a card of like following your own higher wisdom, your own higher self, right? Your own inner guidance. And so you've made a decision that is about the health and welfare of either yourself or someone else, right? And you believe that it's the right thing. But someone else is genuinely concerned and sees it as very unhealthy and toxic. We have the Nine of Wands, or excuse me, the Nine of Swords. I was seeing it as the Nine of Wands, which is wounded warrior energy. So we'll read it both ways. But this is depression, anxiety, pain, literally, because this is an eyeball crying, right? I'm looking at pain. This is what this card, this particular imagery on this particular Nine of Swords is saying. I'm looking at pain and that's all I see. And oh my God, it hurts, it hurts, it hurts. Especially with the Three of Daggers coming next. It's the heartbreak. I'm looking at it here and that's all I'm paying attention to over here in the immediate past. But in my current situation, this is all I'm paying attention to as well, because my heart hurts. So because my heart hurts, I cannot forget what I saw over here. And because of that, I've made this decision now that I'm sure is going to be the best decision for all involved health-wise, because that's what this is about, is health with this particular Hermit coming through. And then look at the Night Bear of Bones. I just realized that's another skeleton, but look at, it's one half healthy, one half not. So this is the Knight of Wands, right? Sagittarius energy, but it can be any fire sign. But really, I feel like this is like, this is 1000% is talking about the health, somebody's health. And another person is coming in and sticking their nose in where it does not belong. But they have genuine concern. They're worried that you or someone might die, right? Or there was some sort of death attached to this in some way. And then look at, you've got the Guide on the other side of this. And this is like a Book of Shadows or a priest energy, like faith, having faith, right? And if you die, you have to have a priest come in to give you last rites. We have the song, oh, jeez. Before He Cheats, Carrie Underwood. Take that however it resonates for your situation. Let's look at who is involved. So with this, we'll look at the astrological signs as well as personality traits that come through the cards. And with this song, if this is where like someone is concerned about your mental health and well-being, and it's because of all this pain that you're so focused on, like they might have a point with this particular song playing, because she's talking about how she, you know, she slashed his tires and all this stuff, right? Like the way that she reacts to this thing. It was a decision that she made that is actually probably toxic because it'll land her in jail. Like, let's be realistic. Everybody's like, oh yeah, go destroy his truck. But really, if you did that in the real world, you would end up in jail, right? So it's toxic, it's volatile. We have the King of Cups, so we have water energy. This can be Cancer, but it doesn't have to be Cancer specifically. It can be Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. Also, he kind of reminds me of the Emperor here, so maybe he's very controlling, or this water sign is very controlling, kind of bossy. Also emotionally mature, right? They're kind of stoic as well. Like, you don't really see their emotions too much, but they are very like emotionally mature and stable. And that could be, especially if they're the ones who's concerned and sticking their nose in, that it could be because they're genuinely concerned, right? Also masculine energy. Okay, so we have the Ace of Wands. So the Ace of Wands is like very passionate. Like, they're very passionate about a new beginning, right? About starting something or starting something over, right? They want to get moving. They're very active as well with the Ace of Wands. And then we've got the Four of Pentacles. So probably also very greedy. We already talked about being controlling, but with this, that could be like jealous and possessive as well. The Knight of Wands can be a little bit unreliable. It's Sagittarius energy. So there's like the love of adventure, and again, more of that active, like always on the move energy coming through. Then we have the Queen of Cups, which is the King of Cups counterpart. So this is confirming for me even more that this might be a spouse situation, right? Where one spouse is concerned for the other spouse's health. And with this, she's got the cup in her hand, so maybe it has to do with drinking or something, I don't know. She's also very sensitive, kind of, you know, she cries a lot, very intuitive, very nurturing and loving, the sign of Cancer, but, or, well, any water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, really, but I'm feeling like the sign of Cancer is coming through again. And so, I feel like they like to cook too. There's something about they like to cook. Very cooperative, very supportive with the Three of Pentacles. And then the Four of Wands, again, it could be like your partner, your marriage partner, or this person is very fun loving, like they're fun to be around. All right, so let's look at like how are the ancestors going to handle this. Now, I gotta be honest, it doesn't really seem like they need to do much to handle this other than open your own eyes. I think you're the one who has to handle it. Like, but you know, to some extent we do have free will. I think what they're saying here is like, you're upset about this, and I think this person genuinely cares. Like, they really genuinely care. But let's see what the cards have to say about how they'll handle this. Look at the Knight of Cups. So it could be your brother, because it does say Radu the handsome, Vlad's brother, right? It could be like a sibling, right? That that is involved in this, because we saw that this is like a family situation. It doesn't have to be. Oh, look at more confirmation of the family situation. 10 of Cups. Now we've got Page of Cups. 10 of Swords with Knight of Swords. Interesting. Okay. God, this energy that's coming through is weird, right? Like, because we're talking about how are they going to handle this, but really it's giving me this image of like somebody's childhood that was probably very violent or very toxic. And then with this Knight of oh, look at, and then the Chariot. Okay, so that kind of confirms it. And then we've got the Page of Swords, which is communication energy. I think you're going to have a chance to go to counseling, or there's going to be somebody for you to talk to, or somebody to talk to. So there's this energy coming through of like, with this, like there's this toxic childhood, and that could be the reason why, especially if there's drinking or something. But you know, if there's mental health issues or anything, this is what it's about. Because it says Vlad Dracula and his family, which is talking about, well, the whole family, but then we've got young Vlad watching executions, and then boom, here's the execution in the Ten of Swords. And if that's the execution that this child is witnessing, look at how bloody and gory that is. So there's something about, and then we've got this Knight of Swords, which is, the Knight of Swords is energy of someone who is kind of angry, and they rush in to get their point across, or they rush in to accomplish something, or they rush in to say something, right? They're quick to react. And they're saying that this is why, especially with that Carrie Underwood song, Before He Cheats, this is why you would react that way, in a way that's toxic. And that there's counseling, I think. That's how they're going to take care of this for you, is through counseling. So let's look at what crystals you can use to help you through the counseling, through the healing, so that you can move through this and let go. We have the Song of Royals by Lord. So we have Charawite on the bottom of the deck, which talks about individualization. I think it's saying regardless of what anyone says, what their advice is, any of that kind of stuff, you do you, basically, whatever you think is right for you. And interesting, more purple energy coming out. Tanzanite, the angelic messenger. Tiger's Eye, personal power in action, and Rhodonite, patience. Yeah, it's saying you do you. Okay, so literally what it's saying is someone is coming in because they're concerned about you, your mental health and well-being, your physical health and well-being. So they're trying to talk to you or get you to talk and open up to them. It's not because they're trying to stick their nose in your business. It's because they have actual genuine concern for you, and they're bringing this up to you so that they can try and get you to calm down a little bit about it, and to say to whoever this person is that's coming in and trying to give you advice, like, hey, look, I got this. I can heal on my own time. Like, it's actually toxic for you to try to force me to heal faster than what I'm ready, even if it's taken me a decade, right? Like, I can heal on my own time. Please let me do this on my own. Please let me do this in my own way. But they want you to say it in such a way that is you know, with compassion, because whoever this person is, they actually genuinely care about you. So I'm going to go ahead and leave this here. I hope that resonates. If it does not, please watch for your sun, moon, or rising. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, tell your friends anything that you can to help me, because it really does help me. And I thank you very much for watching.